Okay, guys, this is not going to be a long video. I'm still struggling with this migraine. Yesterday was a little bit better, so that's why the first part of this video is me doing some yard work. I felt well enough to get out there and do some stuff. And then unfortunately, I tweaked my back, and that was that for the rest of the day. But after some self-care, it's way better today, which is great. The headache, however, is a little worse. So I had to harvest some things that I want to talk about today because the rats are, it's really crazy. I haven't set a trap since we left for Tahoe, so it's been about 10 days that they've been able to just explode. We do have a professional coming tomorrow, and after I explained everything that was going on, he was like, "That sounds like a horrible infestation." He's like, "That it's going to take us time, but we're going to fix it for you." They use snap traps, and he said it's a fixed rate for the month, and they'll come out every day. I don't have to even touch the snap traps. They will take care of all of it. And I feel so much relief because I'm tired. I'm tired of every night setting traps and every morning clearing those traps and every day still seeing so much destruction and feeling like I'm making no progress. These are professionals. They're going to do it for me. And I just feel so much relief. I know we're still overrun and it's probably going to be that way for quite a while they get they're on top of it, but their work is guaranteed and they will not stop until they have solved our problem. Now, we do live in an area where there's woods around us. There's a creek bed that is great habitat for rats. So it's not like they're going to never be on our property. But to have them come out and take care of this big wave that we've got going on and then do general maintenance and, coming out after that to kind of keep them at bay will be so great. So I'm excited about that. But I'm a little bummed, not a little bummed. This is a black cat pumpkin. This is the only pumpkin, other than a couple of Jack B. Littles that are still out there, that survived the rats. And I didn't want to harvest this. I wanted to let it hang for till, September, October. But as you can see, it's starting to be nibbled on. And so I took it, I harvested it. It was ready. I mean, it's hard. It's ready. But if I don't try to address these two bite marks, it'll rot before the fall. So what I'm going to do is, and this comes from people who pumpkin carve for a living, they're artists, treat it with bleach and water, basically sterilize these areas here, and it'll get down into the flesh a little bit. This is not for eating. This was just going to be decor, so I don't have to worry about it being safe to eat. And then what you do is you plug the cuts or in this case, bite marks with either petroleum jelly, which I don't know if we have any Vaseline on hand. I'll have to look. But you can also use beeswax, which I have plenty of. You can put like anything to block this stuff and then just keep an eye on it. Keep it out of direct sun because sun will speed up the process. So I just hope I can limp it along to use it in decor this Halloween. We'll see, but I'm ticked. I even had this one elevated. Was climbing a trellis, this pumpkin vine, because I wanted to keep this off the ground. The rats are another reason why I harvested a whole bunch of tomatoes that probably looked very green to you. And they are still mostly green, but they have a tiny bit of blush on them. And the reason I harvested them now, anything that had a bit of a blush, is that when I went out this morning, I noticed a bunch of tomatoes that were like at ground level that were starting to blush that had already been half eaten by rats. So if I want any tomatoes myself, I have to harvest them when they are just setting a bit of blush. They will ripen on the counter and they'll be fine. At least this means I get the tomatoes and not the rats. So that's the other thing I harvested. We had a bunch of eggs in that basket and then a couple of zucchini. This one is a gorgeous one, nice and big. This comes from a a zucchini bush that you also saw me tie up. I've been training that one up a trellis, which keeps these guys out of the dirt and makes them easier to see. Also tends to keep the powdery mildew at bay because you're kind of lifting it up off the ground. And these are the last to be eaten by rodents because they're up higher. So then, yeah, I got that. And then I also harvested this big chonker. This is a round zucchini. These guys are great for making lasagna where you use zucchini as the noodles because they're big. So I cut them like slices and I used them as my noodles last time I made a lasagna because I'm gluten-free. So that's that on the harvest. I did get scheduled for a GON block, greater occipital nerve block. But the soonest they could get me in is August 5th. So unless this magically goes away on its own, which would be wonderful, I have to wait until August 5th to get it gone for good. Hopefully that procedure works. Even if it goes away before then, I'm still going to go get the block because I've had these long-term migraines now 3 times in the last 12 months, and the treatments that they give me at urgent care or ER are no longer working. And so since insurance approved it, I'm going to go ahead and do it because there aren't really any side effects to it, except for maybe a little bit of numbness. I'm okay with that. Just to not be in pain would be great. So today's pain's a little bit higher than yesterday, and so I'm going to be done for the day. Thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate your patience while I try to navigate this so I can get back to playing in the garden and at the farm and having a good time with you guys. There is work that needs to be done out of the farm, but none of it is crucial, and the family's going to help me with it. So, you know, we're in a good place. The CSA is not running right now, and so I don't have to be out there harvesting all the time. You know, I'm just gonna do what I can. So thanks so much for hanging out, and I hope you have a wonderful time in your garden, and hopefully when I see you next, I'll be more functional. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.